I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order today. So, hi, I'm Loretta Kaler. I'm your president of INC. Don't mind me, I have terrible allergies and I've been swollen and teary-eyed, and if I start streaming tears, that's what it is. Um, Let me just invite everybody in today. We have a packed panel discussion at 9:30, but we want to start with the business portion of the INC meeting. And what we're talking about today is we have elections today for Vice President Drew Dusher, who's here. Drew, say hello. Can you unmute for a moment? Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. This is Drew Dutcher from Elyria Swansea Neighborhood Association. Hope you're doing well.
And then I'll come back to you in a minute just to say a little more. And then we also have, and I don't know that Emmett has joined, so I'm going to, let me look if he has. I don't see that he's on yet. So Emmett Hobley, who's been a at-large delegate, and he is now volunteered to be our secretary. So everybody, we are so happy for that because we needed a secretary. And so I don't see him on yet. But I wanted to remind everyone that if you are a delegate, that's the members who can vote. If you're a delegate from your RNO and a member in good standing, that means you've paid your membership for this year for INC, then you're able to vote. So if you are a delegate, I will count the people who have a D by their name. So what that means for you is you can go down to the participants or find your name, or go up to your photo of your name, and you can click on the three little dots and you can rename there also. You should be able to. Yes, you can. And then the other place you can do that is go to the participant list, scroll down, find your name, put the D before your name. And it helps us just know if you are a delegate, and if you are, that way we know who can vote. All right, because we'll want to get just a vote count. And then also when we do the voting, there's also the button with the reactions at the bottom of your screen, which you can put a little, I think we'll do a thumbs up, and that'll mean that you agree and are voting for. So you're voting to approve the candidate. And then we will have everybody lower their hands, and then we'll have them vote for those who are opposed, and then we'll ask for abstentions. The same kind of round. So I don't know if anybody has any questions right now. I'm still admitting a few people. But if you are a delegate, make sure that you put that D before your name so that I know who are delegates and that are able to vote today. Okay. Anyone else have any questions before I'm going to go ahead and go back to Drew a minute? And why don't you, I'll give you like 5 minutes just to chat, about being VP. Thanks. And yourself. Thanks, Drew.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm Drew Dutcher. I have lived in the Elyria Swansea neighborhood for about 14 years, and I found out about INC probably 10 years ago, and it's really this very special place and very special organization, and it's unique and very important as a voice for residents of neighborhoods and in the city of Denver. And an important voice for neighborhoods. So I'm so proud to be part of INC, and I was elected as a delegate. We started our neighborhood association about 5 years ago, and I became a delegate, and then I was elected to the board, and I think I've been on the board now about 5 years. worked on many issues and many forums, including I-70 and some other forums regarding open space and development. So I am so proud to be part of an organization where people are so passionate and about their love of the city of Denver and of neighborhoods. And I've been sort of nominated, I guess, to run for vice president, and am willing to step up for that. I don't think I have an opponent. So, you know, I would be very proud to serve as vice president. I think I'll leave it there, everyone. If you have any questions or anything, I'd be happy to discuss. But I think I'll stop there, Loretta, in the interest of
Okay.
time.
No, thank you, Drew. And I just want everybody to know, this is not, our elections typically are in March. And the reason why we, Drew, graciously stepped up to be vice president. At the time, Trupti was our previous vice president. She came to me and said she could not take it. This was after the resignation of Jane Lorimer, who was elected in March. She was on about 3 weeks, and then she informed the executive committee that she and the board that she was resigning, and she wouldn't take the position. So we were vacant for a little while. I did speak to Trupti, and she said she has a lot going on in her neighborhood. She's still our membership chair, which we appreciate, and she wants to do a lot of work on that. And she was also job hunting. So she had a lot going on. And so Drew has stepped up, and Drew is our vice president. And so we hope to move forward on that. So we're voting on Drew as vice president today. And again, I just want to remind people, if you're an RNO, if you're a delegate from your RNO, please go to your name either from the screen, and you can do the 3 little dots in the drop down, the ellipse in the drop down, and you can go to rename yourself, or you can go to the bottom of the screen under participants, click on that and rename yourself. Put D delegate prior to your name so that we know you're a delegate. You have to in order to vote, you have to be your RNO has to be in good standing with INC, and that means you've paid your membership dues for the year. So if you're a delegate, go ahead and put that D before your name, and then hopefully, I know you can't see sometimes, but sometimes it will say which neighborhood you're from. Mine, I think it gets too long, I think, but I'm from Baker Historic Neighborhood Association. And so I'm going to go ahead and call the vote for vice president. So how we'll vote today is just, you can go down to the reactions at the screen. Under reaction, you can go ahead and click on that and click on the, raise thumb, because that's how we'll do it. Okay. So all those in favor of Drew Dutcher as vice president of INC, please put that little thumbs up, and then I can see that next to your name, and that's what I need. Thank you very much. All right, great, thanks.
Loretta, one thing that does happen with the reactions button is they go away and you have to re-put them up.
Yeah, go ahead and redo that. Can you make sure everybody, I see people are doing clapping and thumbs up, and so please do it again if you haven't done it. So, okay, I think I have 18. So that was my high count. So those of you who have your hands raised, do you have questions, or are you just saying yes?
Just saying yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. Those of you who put your hands up, your thumbs up, go ahead and put them down. All right. Because I want those down, because now I'm going to ask for any of those opposed. And Gertie, I see you up. So I'm going to say you were for. Because I think you're the only one that with the thumbs up still. Your thumbs up is staying. Other people's went down. So thank you, Gertie. Okay, anyone opposed? Okay, I don't see anyone opposed. If you're opposed, please raise your hand again. Okay, I don't see any opposed. Any abstentions? Go ahead and raise your hand, thumbs up, anything like that. Okay, I don't see any. All right, okay, that passes. So your next VP is Drew. Thank you, Drew.
Thanks,
So-
everyone. I'll try to do my best to representing, and thanks for your vote today.
Great. All right. I had just, sorry, I sent a text to Emmett, but I don't see him on. Joel, we're both co-hosts today. Did you see Emmett on?
No, I've not.
Okay.
I'll be
don't-
happy to take the minutes today.
Okay, thank you. I don't see him.
We spoke last night. I know he's planning to be here, but we'll keep an eye out. I'll work with him on
We'll
the
keep
minutes.
an eye out. So I hope those of you might know Emmett Hobley. Emmett is he's a delegate from Montbello. And so he's been on the board for several years now, I think it is. And so he's been working to engage, you know, kind of a Northeast area, and he's been working in his neighborhood. And he works also on some issues regarding, you know, environmental issues, Suncor, some other things in the Montbello neighborhood and nearby neighborhood. And so he's been active in his neighborhood, and he's been active on our board. He's also been working with me on our committee, working on the rethinking the police and some of those issues. And so just wanted to kind of do a brief intro. I think those of you probably who have been on some of the meetings, you know him, you've seen him. So, so hopefully, I'm going to go ahead and put it to the vote. Again, same deal. I'm going to go ahead, and for those of you, when I call the vote, go ahead, go down to the reactions. You can do any of those. Clap hands, thumbs up, you know, raise your hand, any of those. I'll appreciate those. So when I ask you, you know, for the vote, then you can tell me. So Emmett is running for secretary, and we've had a vacant position for a while. And, you know, and I have to say that Joel has been doing a fantastic job taking minutes. And we do need to vote on the approval of the May minutes, but I just wanted to go ahead and say, you know, thank you, Joel. So everybody, thank you so much
Yeah.
for doing it. It's been nice and helpful and concise, and I so appreciate it. Emmett, you know, has said, I will take on this challenge to be secretary, because being secretary is not an easy thing. So because, you know, you're trying to keep track of what's going on in the minutes, and it's been interesting in this virtual world of Zoom. But Emmett says he wants to go ahead and take on that role. And so we're pleased to have somebody. So that means that opens up a position for an at-large member. So if you are interested in being an at-large delegate and being on the INC board, you know, go ahead. You could send me a private, you know, message in the chat. And you could send a message to me and let me know if you're interested in being a delegate to INC. I mean, you know, a board member and that large board member for INC. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and call the vote for Emmett as secretary. And so again, go into the reactions, put or or go up to your screen, and I think you can do it through the screen, and but go ahead and put yes. So all those in favor of Emmett, go ahead and do the thumbs up or the hand raised or the, do what you feel, that you want to do. So, all right, great. So it looks like I had 23. Okay, great. All right, okay, you can go ahead and lower your hands. Okay. I'll wait till all the hands are lowered. Thank you. Okay, so all those opposed to Emmett being secretary. Okay, I don't see any abstentions. Any abstentions to Emmett being secretary? I don't see any. Okay, great. So it's been approved. And so Emmett will be our next secretary. So thank you very much. So again, if anybody would like to be an at-large delegate for INC, and you are a delegate member from your RNO, go ahead and put a message in the chat and let me know. And then that way I can reach out to you and you can give me your contact information and we can chat about that. Okay, so let me just explain a little bit about what we're doing today. So thank you so much for voting, and thank you for, I look forward to working with, Drew, which I've worked with for a while, and with Emmett as our new secretary. So today we have a panel discussion, and we're going to get to that at 9:30. So we have a few minutes prior to that. And so prior to that starting, we're just letting people on so that we can get all the panelists on for this discussion. Now, the one thing that I want to remind everyone is that we still are continuing to have our committee and our meetings on parks, zoning and planning, ZAP, transportation, climate and sustainability. So we're still having our meetings, our regular committee meetings. And so please look on the website for those meetings. And also there should be minutes from the previous meetings. So please look on the website for those, okay? So if you go to Denver INC and look for those when those upcoming meetings are. The nice thing is also, we have posted on the website previous INC, our regular monthly Saturday meetings. If you want to go back and watch any of those meetings, please go to the website and look at those, because it's a wonderful opportunity to review something if you happen to miss it or you wanted to see something. Some of them are compartmentalized. Maggie's done a wonderful job about that, is making sure that, there might be, because if it was very long, she might have shortened it. So go to the website, please look at that if you want to see any of the previous meetings. We also have the recordings of, the transportation, the parks. So it's wonderful to be able to go back and look at those meetings. So if you have someone who would like to watch the meeting today, Joel, I think it will be on the website, but I think it'll probably be a week or so to get it on.
Yeah, we'll certainly be on YouTube. INC has a YouTube channel that, especially during the pandemic, has really expanded with recordings of all of our delegate meetings and most of our committee meetings.
Yes. So it's a great thing to be able to have that option to go back and look at these. So the other thing is, once you find it, you can send a link and have friends, neighbors, anybody else you want to watch any of these, especially like the one for today. If you want someone else to watch it, or, they go, wow, that was really interesting, you can send that to them so they'll be able to have that opportunity. All right. The other thing is the minutes for May delegate meeting were on the website, I want to go back and ask everybody, I just want to go back and let's do another vote of the delegates. So those of you who've put your D before your name and you're a delegate, if you haven't renamed yourself, and I'll just say that again, make sure you put a D before your name if you are a delegate. So if you're an actual delegate from your RNO, you can vote on this. But so, and the same thing, just go to the reactions, raise your hand, thumbs up, clap. I'll just get that. So I just want to ask everyone, I'm just going to ask for the approval of the May minutes. So let's just have your vote on that right now. And if you've read those, so that would be helpful. Okay. Okay, I had about 17, 18 now. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. Thank you. We'll wait for those hands or claps or thumbs up to go down. And then all those opposed to approving the minutes for May delegate minutes. I don't see any. I see. Was there someone who opposed minutes? Can you unmute yourself and say yes? I don't see that then. Any abstentions? All right, it looks like the May delegate members minutes have been approved. Thank you. All right, so thank you all for joining us here today. And again, we're doing a panel discussion, and I really appreciate all those people who are delegates attending, but all of those who are not delegates to INC. And what I'd like to do is those of you who aren't delegates or aren't regular members to INC, we appreciate you coming. We welcome anyone coming to INC meetings. They're open. Any of our committee meetings, as again, I listed all those committees, go to the INC website, find the dates and times of those, because they're very engaging and they keep you informed about issues that are impacting the city, maybe impacting your neighborhood directly. So please come and please join us for those. If your neighborhood is not a member of INC, we invite you to join us and participate with us, because we try and keep engaged in issues that are important for all of us as, you know, residents of the city of Denver. So I appreciate you being here today. And I don't know if all of our panel is here yet, Joel.
No, we don't quite have all of our panelists yet. I did ask them to arrive a few minutes early. We've got most of them, but not all of them yet.
Okay, all right. So we have a few minutes, and I don't know if there's anything else. Joel, do you have a transportation meeting this month, or?
Not this month. We met last month. When we met, they had not quite yet rolled out the micromobility. That's the new program with scooters and shared bikes that has since rolled out. It had to go through a city council approval. So I'm hoping we can bring them back to talk about the nuts and bolts of how it works, especially the way to access it at lower cost. And we'll be bringing some other topics that I'm working on. So that'll be in July, the second Thursday in July.
Okay, great, perfect. And let me just say, ZAP meeting did not happen, and I don't see Christine on or Ian, but I think typically that's the fourth Saturday, sorry, of the month. Let me go back and find the date. It would be the 26th. All right, and again, all of our meetings are on Zoom. So go to the INC website to look for when those meetings are and for signups for those meetings. And it would be great to have people come and attend, because there are typically issues that would be of interest to everybody who are, living in Denver. Okay. Just as today we have we have a great topic and a great panel discussion. So, and again, let me say that I was just asking for, anybody have any updates or anything before we get started on the panel? Judy, did you have something?
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw out, Trupti's not on. I don't think Trupti's on this morning, but she and I are going to be working on, as part of the membership committee, to work towards understanding and doing an assessment really of the membership and who isn't joining, and what are some of the barriers to joining INC across to ensure that we're trying to really meet the geographic and all of the levels and layers of diversity, to just make sure we understand what's going on and to encourage and engage the neighborhoods that are out there. So I just wanted to let people know we'll be doing that this summer, I think. And so I think it's an important piece for INC to stay connected to all of the neighborhoods of Denver and find out how we can better serve that diversity. So.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Anyone else have anything they want to chime in about that's coming up? Or I do have to say, and I'm going to throw this out there, I got notification that Denver Days is happening again. I saw Councilwoman Kanich on there. She might be able to talk about that a second, but don't mean to put you on the spot. But I think it is like the last week in July and the beginning of August again. So, and again, for those of you who've not done that, it's for Denver Days. It's great for neighborhoods to, you can get the barriers for like a block to do a block party. We've done it on my block a few years. I think the first year we did it was about 20 years ago, but it's really, really nice. One year we did it in our neighborhood there were probably 6 block parties. So you could wander the neighborhood and go to different block parties, and people had musicians, or kids were riding bikes that they didn't have to worry about cars. Somebody had a high wheeler bike, the really tall ones with the small wheel and the big wheel. I wasn't going to get on that and get hurt, but it was really, really fun. So I don't know if Robin, you wanted to add anything? Put you on the spot. Okay. But anyway, look for Denver Days. And I can send out, and maybe we'll put that on the website to show that can happen. That's going to happen again. So, and then they also partnered with some businesses would partner. Like I think Safeway would give you like paper supplies so that you could, have that. So you could like have your potluck or whatever you did, or you both pulled out a grill onto the street and you grilled. So we're getting back after COVID, and we're getting together, and hopefully everybody, is vaccinated so we can all get together. So